All right, guys, welcome back to One Body. I'm Cruzy.
I'm Eden.
Today we're talking about Eden, okay?
Yeah.
Eden said, let's do an episode all about me.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, let's just talk about me, ask me questions, just like make me look so good. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. Eden is my little sister, in case you missed it. We do kind of look alike, so you probably could have guessed.
Yeah, we got the ponies today.
Feeling good, feeling flirty. Okay, what do you want people to know about you?
Oh my goodness. Let's see. Well, my name is Eden.
What's your full name?
Juliet Eden Brocksmith. Juliet, yes indeed, derived from Romeo and Juliet. That was my mom's intention, was like to have the love and the passion that Juliet has. I think I can somehow or somewhat relate to that.
Yes, you romanticize things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love my husband, my little Romeo, Richmond. Eden is from the Garden of Eden.
And the Bible.
In the Bible. And so that's an honor. I'm like realizing that's kind of a big name. Like I've had people be like, oh, both ways be like, who do your parents think you are?
Yeah.
And also like, oh, that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
This like delightful is what it means. And Brocksmith is the other names in my name. I am 26 and
26?
I feel like I'm like coming alive. Like I'm just now, I'm a 9 on the Enneagram. And
wait, that was a question. Anyway, keep talking.
I'm a 9 on the Enneagram.
Which is, explain it.
A peacekeeper.
Yeah.
Which is different than peacemaker. Because I'm not just out here trying to like, but like I do like, I think I'm naturally inclined and gifted in the ability to like keep the peace.
Yeah.
But I feel, so in the Enneagram, there's like songs. I don't know if it was the original guy who made these songs or something, but actually it's definitely not the original guy.
Yeah, I don't know who it was, but the songs are so powerful.
In the 9 song, it talks about sleepwalking, and I really feel that. Like, and not in even like a good or a bad way, but I just feel like I'm, in the past couple years, have like come into myself more, which I think is
Waking
a natural
up.
part, like adulthood.
Not
But
sleepwalking.
yeah, so that's something to know about me. I feel like if you're meeting me in this season of life, I really do feel like it's like one of my healthiest, like most truly
That's cool.
who I am season. Yeah.
Eden qua Eden.
Yes, as our dad would say.
Becoming who you truly are.
Yeah.
What are some of your top values? What do you truly care about and want to shape your life around?
What an original question.
Oh, who thought of that one? Actually, I did.
And then I copied it.
Yeah.
I think it's good to know your values, and this is challenging because it's hard to think of your values off the top of your head.
Yeah.
And I think
it's hard to put it into words sometimes.
Yeah, it's important to be able to articulate that, though. I feel like faith is probably the biggest one, and I think also a part of like waking up and coming alive as a 26-year-old. It has been challenging my faith and being like curious about what do I believe and why. And I don't like the word like deconstructing. I feel like that has lots of odd connotations, or maybe more negative, but I think a healthy amount of like having my own relationship with the Lord and feeling right now like mostly attuned to the idea of like a creator and creation. Like that to me is so beautiful, and I feel very passionate about pursuing more, like pursuing my creator and pursuing the creator of all of this. I'm definitely very curious. I don't know if that's a value.
Yeah,
just
curiosity.
Like curiosity, I think that's a good thing. I'm taking a class right now on Genesis and just like wanting to learn and be able to, yes, like defend my faith, but even more so motivated by just like, I want to know, like for me personally, I think it's important. And then family was like a huge value growing up, a huge part of my life, and the biggest part of my life. I have no desire to live like separate from my family. But
which
also,
in a way is kind of countercultural right now. Like,
yeah.
It's not sadly that American to like really prioritize your family, I don't think.
Yeah, I agree. And I think also part of the like valuing family is valuing knowing how to operate well and how to like healthfully be a family. So starting to learn more of that stuff as I'm getting older. I'm more so getting into nutrition, kind of like you said, just general health. I feel like this is also the healthiest I've ever been. Like physically, I guess emotionally. I don't know. That one's hard. Depends on the month and like the time
Mm-hmm.
of the month. But like I've just had a lot of fun. I'm wanting lots of whole foods and like wanting to fuel my body well. I love cooking, so those all kind of go together. And I do value work, not necessarily like my career, but more of a biblical call to work. Like a phrase that's often in my head is like, there is work to be done,
Mm-hmm.
thinking of true like kingdom work. So trying to integrate my 9 to 5 with my life outside of that and seeing both as work and seeing that as a gift. And then that also creates the space for a Sabbath or a day of rest,
Yeah.
knowing when to say enough and knowing when to or how to trust that the Lord will do the rest. Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
Those are some of my values.
I like the idea of waking up, like not sleepwalking.
Mm-hmm.
And so much of that is what you decide to give your energy to
Mm-hmm.
and like in the inputs,
Yeah.
like spending your time doing things that feel life-giving
Mm-hmm.
and real and not
Mm-hmm.
just like, scrolling.
Or doing like what other people enjoy. I think part of what I've always struggled with is knowing myself, knowing my needs, my wants, my desires, like truly having a really hard time thinking for myself, being independent from my family or my school or whatever else it might be. And I don't think I have valued, like, I've almost been more pretty averse to like self discovery or self love. Like, I'm just like, ugh, I don't know why I've never really liked those terms, but I think coming into myself, I've said that 30 times.
Mhm.
I think that's really important, and I want to know myself better
Yeah.
to be able to like love my husband better, love my friends.
Show up for people better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
I did start counseling.
Oh, good.
Woo,
Okay.
woo, woo,
That's
on my second
good.
session, or I've done
Yay.
2 sessions. So that's part of. I've been saying I was gonna do that for 4 years, and I think
Good
I've
job.
been a
That's
little bit
huge.
stiff arm of like I not that like I don't deserve that or just like ugh, I don't know. That's not what I'm putting my time towards. But it's like if I think I'm worth it and the people around my life are worth it, then it's worth it.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's a huge investment.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Good for you. Okay, you have a free Saturday morning. What's your
Mm-hmm.
favorite way to spend it?
Well, my version is of sleeping in is like at 9 a.m.
Mm.
If I could wake up at 8 a.m. feeling how I feel at 9, then it would be 8. But I'm often just tired. My head hurts and something. My eyes are hurting or something. I don't know why on Saturday I always feel that.
You're sleep deprived,
Probably.
Yeah.
But I'd love to wake up naturally and then like feel so cozy in my bed. Like the coziness you feel when your alarm goes off on a weekday, that's
Hmm.
what I want to feel on a Saturday.
Yeah.
But like, oh, I can actually kind of settle in for 10 more minutes before I get up, put on my fuzzy robe, my slippers, go make a coffee. I would really like it to be like sunny, not too hot, like direct sun on my face and body, sitting outside with my coffee,
Naked.
totally naked and unafraid. Um, no, in my robe, please, or a matching set,
Yeah. That's always good.
and then anything with people. Like I'd love it if my girlfriends were with me, if Richmond, my husband, was with me, and just like coffee chats about anything and everything for like an hour. Maybe we're making biscuits, like we're kind of cooking and
That's
having
fun.
coffee. And then I agree, getting out of the house, maybe for a Pilates class or a walk, pickleball.
So
Yeah,
basically, we have the same
this
morning.
same morning.
That's great. We can spin it together.
Yeah.
What's a very random, specific thing that you've been interested in learning about or researching lately?
Well, probably Genesis. I am really interested in like the Old Testament and understanding more like Eastern influence and perspective of the Bible and of Christianity. I don't think that's very like unique, but
It is. I like that. Are you more type A or type B?
type B.
Okay, I would agree. Laid back, you don't always have to be on time.
But
You're
I
more
am a
flowy.
perfectionist.
Yeah, you honestly might be. I think
Thanks.
you're more type B, but I think you might be.
Type A?
No, no, you're more type B, but I do think you're probably like more towards the center.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
Because you're pretty high achieving.
Mhm. I have like very high standards for myself, but but I will always wait till the last minute.
Yeah, see,
I'm
that's
like
type B.
not tidy by any
Yeah,
means.
I think you're more type B.
Okay.
Um, what's been the most awkward season of you?
Gosh. Honestly, probably freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
I like hit puberty late. What do you say?
Yeah, you went through
Started
puberty late.
puberty late. I was like so skinny.
Yeah.
And like my braces were weird. I had a really far side part. Like, I don't even know how
It
I
was
did it.
crazy.
It was like, might as well, I don't know why I even had a part. Like, it
Uh-huh.
was so far over.
Yeah.
And just really insecure.
Yeah.
Insecure about being insecure.
Mm.
Yeah. Oof. Would not go back to that. No, 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 no.
No, you had a
Nope.
major glow up. What do you love most about how you were raised?
Well, it's a blessing and a curse, but I was raised to always think about others. And I really am glad I am made that way. Like it comes easy to me. And probably equally, I would say, just like finding joy and laughing. Like we had our mom on the podcast and she was talking about how much she laughed with kids. And I really think our family, there was just so much laughing and fun and
Yeah.
dancing and just not taking ourselves too serious.
Yeah, we would put on we had like a really good stereo system on real, like
Yeah.
all around the house, and they would
In
our
like a
parents
dance room
a
with a full-length mirror.
full-length mirror
Yeah.
and no furniture in the room.
Mhm.
And our parents would put on music like Mambo, what's that band?
Oh.
Mojo? I don't know. Mambo. Anyway, some like really groovy, weird music, like blaring
just
it, and they'd be
dance.
like, "Dance!"
Like, yeah, for hours.
Yeah, and then like, "Clean." We're like, "Yeah!"
It still happens to this day, and like I forget that that's kind of not normal.
Yeah.
Like my husband will be at my parents' house, and all of a sudden, like the music is really loud. We're dancing. He's like sitting on the couch, like I'm like, "Aren't you dancing?" He's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Come on, dance with me." He's like, "I
Can
don't
you not?
want to."
The lights are
We
on.
just ate. I'm like so confused.
That's so funny. Yeah, it's kind of uncomfortable. Okay, what's a random hobby that you've recently picked up or you hope to pick up?
I have wanted to get into sourdough.
Oh yeah, I have starter.
Okay,
I should have brought it.
yeah. I really enjoy knitting and
Granny.
yeah, I'm so excited for fall and winter. I'm gonna make another blanket.
That's a fun hobby.
But also like paint by numbers or anything like that.
Cutie.
Yeah.
All right, what's one thing you're actively working on?
Well, I'm going to counseling, so I'm working on myself and working on how to more efficiently and effectively make decisions. I am really bad at making decisions. It takes a lot of energy making a decision, and then I spend a lot of energy worrying that I made the wrong decision about like the smallest thing to which pair of scrubs should I wear today, to should I go on this trip or not, to should I don't even know, have kids or not, or like start having kids. Like it really takes up a lot of my mind. So I want to have like more strategic or strategies or tools to make decisions better.
Okay, well, you are an SLP, a speech language pathologist. Tell us, what does a SLP do?
Lots of things, and I like that you said speech language pathologist. Oftentimes you'll hear speech therapist, but my first supervisor was quick to correct me. She said, "I heard you introduce yourself as a speech therapist. You're not a speech therapist, you're a speech pathologist," meaning we can diagnose as well as treat, which is a differentiator from some other therapies. And it's really fun to be able to diagnose. Like there's a lot of like responsibility and authority that comes with that. If you think of a speech language pathologist, the scope of our practice, we call it the big 9, and I'll read them. Articulation, so like speech sounds. Fluency, also related to stuttering. Voice and resonance. Language, so what you can understand, what you can express, reading and writing as well. Hearing, or general like oral rehabilitation. Swallowing. Cognition, so that could be attention, memory, executive functioning, problem solving. Pragmatics or social skills. And then AAC is augmentative and alternative communication. So all the modalities of speech. So verbal, sign language, using a speech device, all kinds of things. So a speech language pathologist can do all of those things. You could specialize in one, but it's not like you do a fellowship or have to choose one or the other. You can work with kids or adults, even like NICU, PICU, skilled nursing, hospice, end of life stuff. Often working in a school, a private practice, a hospital, skilled nursing.
The job
I think
is
those are the main
so
things.
varied.
Yeah,
It's
you
crazy.
could
You can do
like
so many different things.
so many different things. Often I feel like it's sort of divided between pediatric and adult. If you're in a school or a private practice, you're mostly working with kids, most often working with kids. But even that can look incredibly different if you're in an early intervention clinic. So as young as 18 months, well, really as young from like birth to 3 to 5. And then you could be in a private practice that's mostly seeing school age kids. And then if you're working with adults, likely in a hospital, skilled nursing, inpatient rehab center.
That's so cool. What got you interested in it?
I think I've talked about this a little bit, but if you haven't heard our previous episodes, I did not know what I wanted to do. I was undecided in college in terms of my major, and I was still unsure of what I wanted to do once I chose a major. But I kind of just started working with this girl, interning with a speech pathologist, and very random, kind of just a resume builder. And I didn't know what a speech pathologist was, but I got to see her do it. And I was like, oh, this aligns really well with what I'm good at and what I think I could enjoy. And kind of like how you described, it's just a very specific skill. Like having a lot of knowledge in one particular area is really attractive to me instead of like if you could learn a lot about this one thing, why wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
I think I've always been interested in like language and even just accents and the voice. And I'm a very like words matter to me, like wanting to find the right word. So it aligned well with all that stuff. And yes, medical and involved, but less serious than a lot of other options.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What did your schooling look like?
So my schooling was a little bit unconventional because my undergraduate degree was not it would have been in like communication sciences and disorders or speech pathology. So I needed to take an extra year of prerequisites, and it's hard to find a school that will take you without that undergrad degree. And I don't know if that will change. I think it's maybe changing.
That's good.
So I kind of got in at a good time. So I went to Auburn University and I did a year of prerequisites, a lot of just basic anatomy and
Biology.
yeah, kind of a random group of classes. And then I started my actual master's degree, which is 2 years. You're doing clinicals from the very beginning. You have a part-time clinical each semester, and then you have a full-time clinical for the last semester. So it's 2 years. I think we have to get like 400 hours or something of clinical hours in addition to our coursework. And then we have our boards, like our praxis exam, and then you also have to get licensed in each state that you're in. And so yeah, it was hard in the same way it was harder than I thought it would be. It was a lot of information, but it was the first time where I really cared about my classes
Mm-hmm.
because they were directly applicable and relevant and necessary to be able to do clinicals well. I felt like it mattered so much more and that therefore it was so much more interesting than my undergraduate classes. And so I did a rotation in a private practice, in an acute care setting like NICU, PICU, in adults, in a school, and in sort of like a outpatient like dementia care, memory,
Yeah.
respite care.
Good array. And then what does your current role look like?
So I'm working at a pediatric outpatient center, and we're really lucky to have developmental pediatricians on site. So there's developmental pediatricians as well as NPs, and physical therapists, occupational therapists, and speech language pathologists. It's tied to an ABA center, an applied behavioral analysis, which is mostly for kids with autism. I work mostly with kids the earliest I've evaled is like 5 or 4 month old, mostly kids with autism or other developmental delays or disorders, a lot of early intervention as well as feeding supports.
It's a pretty cool job, have to say. Not many people can do that.
you.
What specific skill or topic within SLP are you most passionate about? Like what gets you just excited to learn about?
Hmm. Oh my goodness. Well, it's hard because our scope is so large and it's kind of overwhelming. It's really hard for me not to feel like, should I be doing this? Am I missing out on this? Because there is just so much that you can do. So I'm trying not to worry about that and just like see where the Lord takes me. Feeding is really interesting. Feeding, it can feel like very successful, rewarding therapy can also feel really overwhelming and just like there's an extra layer of like safety
Yeah.
from like a developing child. Your failure to thrive, your body is not thriving, you're not able to get the nutrients you need or in an efficient way. I think for me, there's a lot of joy that comes from food and mealtime and like the social implications of being able to eat
Mm.
safely and eat whatever you want and not have these big fight or flight reactions. So I would say feeding is an area that often overwhelms me more than the other areas. It feels more challenging, but also really rewarding. And there's so much more I have to learn. We're
Yeah.
learning a lot more about feeding than I think. My grad school didn't do a lot on pediatric feeding.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm learning a lot about that.
Cool.
Yeah.
What kind of person makes a good SLP?
Well, you have to like talking to people because that's truly your job. And you have to be adaptable. Often you're in back to back sessions. Each person is coming in with a different set of needs. The parents are also, you have to be able to figure out how do I best communicate with you? Like, what is your personality? What is your communication style? How do I reach you? And then same thing with the kid. Like, how do I find out what is your interest? What motivates you? So I think I'm naturally a pretty adaptable person. Growing up in a big family
Yeah.
helps that. But it really is like I feel like I'm like almost putting on a different hat for every single session. And you might be seeing a kid for like a feeding tube weaning kid, and then the next kid is stuttering, and the next kid
Yeah.
is, it's just like so different. So you have to be adaptive. You have to be a critical thinker or critical problem solver. You're solving problems most of the day. I don't know if you need to be an extrovert, but you're directly working with people.
Yeah. You
And
need to
it's a
like talking to
clinical
people.
job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good to think about if you are interested in going to school for that.
Hmm.
Okay, final question. What is your, it's kind of two parts. So I want to know, let's say in 5 years,
Hmm.
where do you dream about being in your life and what
Hmm.
does your dream situation, role, career look like
Hmm.
as an SLP?
Okay, let me think. Let me dream. In 5 years, I would love to be married to my husband, Richmond. I would love to have two kids.
Hmm.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Maybe two kids, maybe one on the way. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would definitely love to have a family. I would like to maybe have, like you said, a garden or like a house that I'm really proud of and that is able to host people pretty easily. I'd love to feel confident to like cook a nice meal and hopefully that is stuff that I've grown or know where it's coming from and like welcome people into a nice evening or morning. I would like to have friends that are like really in step with our current struggles and current like successes. I assume or hope that I will have somewhat of kind of my own personal clients or practice. I don't want to run a practice by any means or necessarily have like employees, but have some private clients. I have not pursued that. That's something that I'm thinking about. I don't know how that would feel. It might feel like way more responsibility or just burden, but it also might feel more rewarding and maybe more aligned with how I want to offer care. So maybe having some private clients. In a dream world, I would love to work with adults and kids. Thought a lot about like TBI, early adulthood, TBI
Traumatic
survivors,
brain injury.
traumatic brain injury. That stuff is really fascinating
Yeah.
and seeing how our body responds and is so like malleable. Like our bodies are just really cool.
Yeah, you would be good at that.
And I would love to not work on the weekends or holidays. Like I'd
Mhm.
love to have a nice balance of the two. Maybe have another hobby or another like kind of work that I'm doing
Yeah,
alongside of that.
I like it, and I think you can get there.
I think
I
so
know you can get
too.
there. You will get there.
Okay.
So
Thanks.
let's activate that visualization.
Manifest.
Okay, well, that's fun to hear about you. If you are interested in more details about being a speech pathologist, speech language
Or like
pathologist.
when to seek out a speech
Yeah,
pathologist.
or if you have kids and you're
Mm.
concerned about their development, we'd love to talk to you guys more. Eden has a lot more that she can share on that. So, all right, peace and blessings. We
Thanks
out.
for listening. Bye.